Stumble home at almost dawn, wishing I was the reckless one, and you had the night.
Hey guys, welcome back for another speed build. If you're new, welcome, and if you are returning, thanks for coming back. So last week, well, actually, it's been longer than a week because I have been struggling with my game, and I need your guys' help. So we'll talk about that later, but this is just continuing my series of the rebuilding of New Crest, and I'm doing a large family home, and this house is actually pretty big. It took up more of the lot than I was expecting, and it kind of cut into the backyard, but I still have plenty of stuff to do and like activities and stuff for the house that I have, or for the family that I have living in this house, and I think you guys will like it. So this is actually only house 2 of my rebuilding New Crest. The first house is the neighboring house that I made for an older couple, and I will link that video down in the description if you guys want to watch that. Make sure you subscribe so you can catch the next videos that I upload for our little rebuilding of New Crest. So anyways, this house I made for a large family. So I have it furnished for 2 boy Sims who are either twins or they don't have to be, but I'll probably put twins in here. And then I have a teenager boy and a teenager girl, for this household, and then either a single parent or parents. I have parents in this house, but I had the idea that it was just a big family, and I have a pretty open floor plan. I have a pretty busy house, like with activities and stuff in it. So yeah, I have all of that in this build for you guys. I do have a large well, I mean, the front patio or porch isn't that big, but the back patio is actually pretty large. It actually has 2 levels to it because I have a lot of platforms in this house. And so it really gave it a lot of dimension and some character. The kitchen and the living room are pretty open to each other, and I love the way the kitchen turned out in this house. It turned out absolutely adorable, and I did a couple things that I never do in my build, so hopefully you guys will like that. So because I ran out of so much room in the backyard, I did add a couple activities in the front yard. I added that basketball hoop there on the driveway, and then I added some bikes on the side of the house and in the garage area. And then I was also able to sneak a swing set into the backyard, into the corner. So, I feel like when you have children's Sims, you know, you should have a swing set because there's not really much for them to do. But for the twin boys, I added that swing set just to kind of help with something to do outside. I assume that these kids love to be outside. I also have the teenagers' room filled with like workout equipment, and then I added footballs and soccer balls. So I felt like that maybe he was really into his sports and academics and like really involved in the high school. And same with the teenage daughter. I have cheer stuff in her room and all of that. So that was just kind of the story that I had for the teens in this house. Now I did add a weird out of place office for the dad. I was originally going to make it a playroom, but I just, with the kids' age in this house, I was like, that doesn't really make sense. There's not really much to put in there for them. So I actually turned it into a home office for the dad, who I had the vision that he was very high up in the law enforcement career, like maybe a detective. He's worked really hard. He's moved up, and maybe he works from home some. But I gave him an office, and I stacked it full of like awards and certificates and all of that. So, yeah, so I gave him that kind of identity. Now for the mom, I don't really have one. So, you know, you guys are pretty open to do whatever you want, but I maybe thought that she was like a stay-at-home mom, but she was really involved in, like the kids' sports and, you know, kids' activities. She works with the school, and, you know, I think I have the mom in this house like interested in cooking and baking, which is pretty cliche, but you know. But now as we move on to the inside, I've been really digging these warm wood tones, and I feel like with the Growing Together expansion pack, we got a lot of like warm furniture. So I've really been gravitating towards that a lot lately. So maybe my next build, I won't do that so much, but, I loved, like I said, I love the way the floor plan for this house like flows. So, yeah, so when you first walk into the house, you kind of have like a foyer area and then the stairs, and then I put a small bathroom. I was able to fit a piano in the house, so I thought that would be another fun skill building opportunity, and I absolutely loved that item from the new expansion pack, Better Together or Growing Together, whatever it is. And I don't really get to use it often because I feel like it's such a big item and I don't really ever have a spot to put it. So I made sure to make room for it in this build. I also made this front foyer area a little like cluttered, and you know, I wanted it to look like it was lived in, so I had a bunch of shoes everywhere, and then I added some of the game clutter that we also got with that expansion pack, and that was pretty much all. And then I like just a little side table under that window, and that was all I really had room for in this area. It does feel kind of bare, but that was all I really had to do because I didn't want to block anything like the front door or the stairs. And then the bathroom is off of this right there, right before the stairs. But now I'm working on that office area that I was talking about that is so awkwardly placed. But this office turned out adorable. I love it. I wouldn't move it even if I thought you guys wouldn't like it. So yeah, that's where we are. Now I did use kitchen cabinets as the little table there under the window, and I didn't have my red shelf, and I'll explain why in a little bit, where I am going to get to that because I really do need your guys' help. But I had to take my red shelf out the game, and I forgot to add it back in, so I actually used the home decor cube shelves, and it actually worked for larger items that it like other shelves don't usually work for. So if you guys are ever in a pinch, or you know, you are like, I don't want to use any CC, you can always use that little cube shelf from the home decor kit to help you move things to heights that your items won't clip to, like I did with the cabinets here. And as you can tell, I really cluttered this room up for such a small room. But anyway, so let's get to the help part. So I got the new computer right when I dropped my other one and it completely shattered, whatever. So when I downloaded the RESHADE that I use, which is also linked down in the description, I'm actually using Miss Lollipop, her Radiance, and this is by far my favorite RESHADE. I think it's gorgeous, and her video on how to download RESHADE was extremely informative. So I will link that in all of my videos. So if you ever want to check that out, or you haven't been able to figure RESHADE out, that is a very good reference to look at. So thank you, MissLollipopSims. But I downloaded the RESHADE, and like my computer was up to date, my game was up to date, everything was up to date, and my screen kept turning white. Like if I were to click like the shift button, it would just turn white and I would lose everything that I just did. So, and it wasn't just that, like it was all the time. If I hit it, like if I hit the window button to go to like my desktop area, it would do the same thing, but I couldn't get the game to reload. So what I did was I uninstalled the RESHADE. I was like, maybe it's the RESHADE. And I didn't have like, I still have the same problem after installing it. I don't know if I uninstalled it wrong, but I'm still having the white screen issue, just not as frequent. So if you guys think that it is like maybe the ToolMod, or if it is the RESHADE, which I'm assuming it's the RESHADE because I've never had a problem, but I don't necessarily think that it's the Radiance RESHADE. I think it is something that I am doing. Maybe I'm not installing it right, or I have an update or a driver that needs updated. I don't know. So I need to know if you guys have any suggestions for me. I even went as far as undownloading The Sims and re-downloading it. And I did update. So I did re-download the ToolMod, the BetterBuildBuy, all of that. I reinstalled all of that. So maybe all of that is up to date. And actually I haven't had the white screen issue since I did that. So I don't know, like, have you guys ever had that happen, or is it something that I'm missing? So let me know down in the comments, because I don't know like what to do about it. Like I said, since I've updated the mod, so I'm thinking that it was just a mod was, you know, like breaking the game. But I really have no idea. So I need a little bit of insight here. But now that I talked over the kitchen, this was my favorite part of this whole build. The double stoves that I have, or I'm sorry, the double ovens that I have on the side of the fridge. The bottom one works, the top one does not. So that should not be a problem for you guys, but just make sure that you use the bottom stove and it will function correctly. The island on this kitchen in this kitchen is also really big, and I love it. I used the automatic trash bin, and I never use that because it's so ugly, but I decided to put a normal looking trash can over top of it. So I think I might have forgot to play test that. So check that out. If not, you can just get rid of the electric weird little alien trash can and you shouldn't have a problem. So I did forget to check that, but I will double check that before I upload it to the gallery, because I don't think I have uploaded this house to the gallery yet, but I will as soon as I get it posted here on YouTube. I also did add space for a dog and a cat in this house. I have in the upstairs, I have the kids' bathroom is kind of like a shared laundry room, but it has its own like divider, so they're two separate rooms. And I was able to fit a litter box in there, and I put a cat food bowl on top of the washer, so she has like her own little spot, or he. And then I was able to put another set of bowls down here, and then I think I put treats in different spots of the house, like those little treat containers for them to give the cats and dogs some treats. So yeah, I have those in here. I don't think that I added any pet beds though. I don't like the pet beds. They're too big, and I never play with the small dogs, so I never put the big beds in, but I do put the small ones in. And I think I put a cat tree upstairs in the hallway area for her to like scratch, or him, I'm sorry, I keep calling her to scratch their paws and sleep. But I don't think I have a bed for the dog in this house. But you guys can add a small bed if you like them, or a big bed if you like those. I usually just let the dogs sleep on the couch or on the Sims beds. It's weird that I never play with the small dogs though, because I have a French bulldog and an English bulldog, and they're both well, my English he's just heavy, but they're both pretty small. But anyways, I'm working on, this is the dining room. So the dining, I do have like the kitchen island, and I actually didn't put any of the, stools, like the stools are there, but it's not a island, where they can actually sit at, because I love those counters, but I don't like the clasps on the, counters that come with the Parenthood stuff pack. I don't know why. I just don't like the way that it look like. They look like they don't go together. But anyways, what I was getting at is that all of the eating will take place in the dining room because they aren't an actual functioning island. Now, you can also switch out those islands if you think that it is necessary. But I always like when all of my Sims eat together. So I try to encourage that by not putting in any like extra seating. Now, I did add a dining table on the patio of the backyard, so I'm sure you'll always have that one straggler or that little outcast of a family member who wants to eat outside in the rain while everybody else is inside at the dining table. So I have a younger brother who is a lot younger than me, and he went over to a friend's house, and they were eating dinner, and I can't remember if he was staying the night or whatever, but he was for some reason there for dinner, or they invited him for dinner. And he said, you know, sure. And he ate there, and he was so amazed that nobody in the house ate with each other. And he's like, I don't think it was because I was there. He said, I think it was like a normal thing for the family. because we have always, like, as I was growing up, my family, we had a big family, and we all stopped what we were doing. We ate dinner as a family, and every night, except for maybe Saturday or Friday night when we would get like takeout and we would eat in the living room or whatever. But that was very rare in our house. And my brother said that his friend told him that they never sit at a table and that their kitchen table had so much stuff on it that he believed them. And I just, like, that kind of broke my heart. Like, why would you, like, that's not really the only time that a whole family has time to, like, sit down and talk to each other. That's something that we've really been trying to engrave in our kids is dinner time is family time, and we all sit at the meal and we all eat together and we all get up together. So is that something that, like, is that a normal thing? I was born in, I'm a millennial, and I believe that it is not as common for families to do that now or to teach their kids that. Like, do you guys, I don't know, like, do you plan on teaching your kids that, or am I just old fashioned? So anyways, this is the teenage son's room, obviously. I made it pretty cluttered. I put a bunch of posters on the wall. I added a weight bench and then a bookshelf, and I kind of cluttered it up. And then I put a picture frame on the bookshelf for you to fill. But I thought it would be cute to put like a picture of him and his girlfriend there or whatever you want to do. I really love the new, like where you can drag and drop pictures. Now, it's always been the way, like, if you take a picture on your phone and you drag it to a surface, it should clip. It's always been like that, but I really like the wall things that you can drag and drop pictures in that we got with the Growing Together. I love that. I wish they would add more. So this house does have 4 bedrooms. So it's got the master suite, and then I've got the twin boys in a shared room, and then the teenagers both have their own room. So it's 4 bedrooms, and I think that it is 2.5 baths. So like I said earlier, the laundry room and the kids' like shared bathroom has the shared laundry room. So, but it's actually a pretty decent size. I thought it turned out cute. I also added some more decoration in the hallway of the upstairs, or like that little tiny landing area. I added those night lights, and then I added the cat tree that I was talking about, and I did go ahead and add a small pet bed for the cat or the dog if you end up putting a small dog in the house. I never did add the large one because I just think they take up too much room, but yeah, so I added some extra shelves also in that little landing area, and I cluttered them up. And then I added a shelf above the window, or underneath the window, for some extra plants. And then now we are in the twins room, and it's my typical boys room. It's a sports theme again, but this one turned out cute. I also put a TV in there, and then I added some video games and a stereo for them. I might add some more activities in there, like maybe the little card game that we got with the kids stuff pack. But that was all I really added in that room. Like I said, I want this family to be like a more outsidesy and you know, like not home all the time, so you know that they had like a busy lifestyle. But now I'm in the teenage daughter's room, and I do end up adding a sneak out window. So I thought maybe like she could be a little rebellious, maybe. Her brother maybe not so much, and she's more of the problem child. But I did add the sneak out window, and then I added a little platform. So it should work. It had the window as red like it wasn't going to work, but it did work when I tested it. Because I added a platform, but even when I added the platform, it still acted like it didn't want to work. It was still turning red, but you shouldn't have a problem with it. I did add the ladder, and then I added some gardening around it, and that didn't affect, anybody coming out of that window. So I also went ahead and added some shutters, like some makeshift shutters on that window so it would blend a little bit better. For her room, I had it kind of cluttered, and I have a bunch of cheer stuff out. You know, I thought maybe she was one of the more popular kids, and they all kind of hang out at her house. And then after her room, I move on to the parents' bedroom, and that room was actually way bigger than I realized. So I could have added another bedroom, but I decided not to, and I just kind of put like a seating area in their room, and I thought it turned out really cute. And then for their bed, I made like a headboard. And I've seen other people do this, but I thought it turned out really cute. And then I used, the counters again as like a side table, and I just used the home decor shelf to kind of help me raise stuff on it. But their room is actually really cute. Like, it's kind of cluttered, but it's still like organized. And I actually put the bar globe in their room too, so I thought that was kind of a cool touch. Like, maybe at the end of the day, that's where they go to get away from all these kids. And then after the parents' room, I do a little bit of the landscaping in the back and then the backyard. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my voiceover here because it's almost time for my kiddos to get up and I've got to get a couple things done. But I wanted to get this video up for you guys before the weekend, and I hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. So just remember why we're having this weekend if you're an American citizen, and make sure you thank a veteran. But I hope you guys enjoyed this build, and I hope you guys come back and watch me build some more here in New Crest. My next video I'm kind of excited about. I think I'm going to do the 2 smaller lots because I'm a little bit behind on some of the builds, and I can kind of bust some of those out a little bit quicker because I haven't gotten a head start on that. But I will see you guys next week, and I'm sorry for the delay this week, but I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
And you had the nerve to shrug. You said I'm skipping town a couple months. Picked up all your late night calls. Took your crumbs, then none at all. Gotta feel disposable. Slide down the door, I second guess. If all this tenderness was even real, I guess that my Achilles heel was hoping you could see me as more than just the way I make you feel. Oh my coyote, you belong to nobody, nobody. So why are you howling, howling to nobody, nobody but me? Made me mixtapes that you think I like. Win my trust and steal my heart just like a thief in the night. And you know the sweetest words to say, up until you're bored of hunting prey. 'Cause what felt like solid gold has slowly turned to rust. Won't be hanging on when you decide to care enough, to care enough. Oh my coyote, you belong to nobody, nobody. So why are you howling, howling to nobody, nobody but me? Oh my coyote, you belong to nobody, nobody. So why are you howling, howling to nobody, nobody but me? Nobody but me. Someday you might dream of me and jolt awake, haunted by the what ifs that you threw away. Someday you might come the nerve to shrug. You said I'm skipping town a couple months. Picked up all your late night calls. Took your crumbs, then none at all.